Hi everybody, and welcome back to Happening News today. So what I thought I'd do is have a quick talk about the upcoming case, which is probably going to the High Court again, which is to do with the Bell Hotel. Okay, because fellow right-wing media are not really going to know about it, but as much as the government made a late bid to try and stop the Bell Hotel in Epping from being closed down, due to their breach of planning regulations, which they failed to do, and the High Court decided no more legal immigrants going to the Bell Hotel. The government have now decided to appeal it. Now, I've been suspecting this would happen, because even though I did report it on Tuesday that obviously the government had succeeded and won, I thought, knowing what governments are like, this ain't going to stand. It's not going to be like, I remember earlier on this week, Kemi Badenoch saying and Nigel Farage saying for their councils, all start taking the hotels to court, get these hotels closed, cause the government a massive problem. Really? You really think the government are stupid, are just going to just stand on their laurels like that and just accept it? Don't be silly. Did the Conservatives do that when people tried to stop them from doing the Rwanda scheme? Of course they didn't. They tried to appeal it and everything. So obviously this was going to happen. But the question is, should the government win? Okay. So the question is, should they win? Or should it stand and the Bell Hotel not be able to do it? And if so, if the government do lose their appeal in allowing this hotel to obviously carry on taking asylum seekers, what happens to all the other hotels in the country? Because then becomes the question of, what do you do with all these asylum seekers? Because this is the question people aren't actually asking themselves. If, say, for instance, all these hotels up and down the country, in England, Scotland and Wales, have all been acting illegally and they all have to shut down because they're not trading as they're supposed to be, where do all the asylum seekers go? Because you're talking, I think it's something like 300,000. I can't honestly remember the exact number. Where do they go? Because something's got to get done with them. And it's not like they're going to be put on a plane and be sent to Afghanistan or wherever they come from. That's not going to happen because they're already in the system. And unfortunately, whether I like it or anybody else likes it, United Nations define what an asylum seeker is. Their applications are already in the system. They don't have a maximum amount of times before they get rejections before they can get kicked out, so they can keep on doing this. So what do we do? Because we've got all these people already here. So anybody that turns around to me and says, oh yeah, but Kevin, just send them back home. We can't do that. We can't do that. The law of our land states that. International law states that. So, what do we do? Short of Nigel Farage's idea of using old military establishments and turning them into the equivalent of prisons at the end of the day, or if you want to go down the route of Second World War, the Great Escape, basically prison of war camps you're basically talking about, and getting them put in there. So let us know in the comments what you think should happen at this appeal, and if the government do lose it, which I was going to say they probably will. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, if they do lose it, what should they do with all these asylum seekers that are in the country currently, the ones that are in the system where we can't just send them back in, whether we want to or not? So let us know in the comments down below. But for now, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you all again a bit later.